And Gary's hands.
Yeah, sorry. I'm
What are you up to, Gary? Looks like you're busy painting there tonight.
Yeah, somebody mentioned something about the paper resources that I've been working on this week. So
so you're getting prepared for that, are you?
yeah, I'm just doing a little bit of touching in on it's an extra floor for a WWE.
World War Europe, yeah?
Yeah, World War Europe building.
Cool.
And I might end up with just a brick wall at the end.
Well, we'll come back to you in a minute, as we normally do. We start out with a bit of a roundup of what we've been up to. So, Steve, where are we at? How are things looking?
We are pretty busy, so things are going okay. Yeah. We've actually this week, well, as of next week, we've got someone else, a couple of people coming in on sort of split shift, separated, just to help us out, because some of our trade partners have sort of come back in, so there's some trade stuff to do as well, so we'll keep that going. But there'll be all the social distancing in, and a bit of weekend working and late nights and things, just to keep everyone apart, so nice and safe. We've got a delivery of MDF in today, so
excellent. So well supplied and well stocked.
A big pile of that, which is always fun when it arrives.
Yes. Yeah. Now I was actually at the factory earlier, and I seem to have heard a few arguments going on in there.
Oh yes, we've had a few arguments this week. Dave has been falling out with Alexa very regularly this week.
Oh, it's that Dave versus Alexa issue, is it?
Yep. He feels that she totally ignores him when he asks for anything, or and wants to know why whatever he asks for, he gets 60s love songs coming on.
Awesome.
Have you just secretly programmed it?
I could neither confirm nor deny that.
Fantastic.
There's been some rage moments, which has been quite amusing.
Hasn't actually killed him there, then that's rather good news. But we've not mentioned to Trish yet of that. We've got the the painting trays that we've been working on.
Yes, yeah, we did all the testing on those a couple of weeks ago, and we've shown them off a bit. So we're going to put them in the newsletter this weekend.
Excellent.
For the full range. So there's some drawers, paint trays, couple of sizes, and little accessories and things. So nice little range there to help out with people's hobby.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Nice little cutting mat, perhaps, if people keep their eyes peeled.
Yes. Yeah, we've got a stock of cutting mats. So I think the first lucky few people might get some free cutting mats as well with the trade.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Watch this Sunday for the newsletter, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, Gary. Now, Gary's got some wallpaper in view there.
Yeah. We've working my machine to the bone, working out some different papers. This is just 3.
Can't see him, Gary. Put back.
No, it's fine. The camera's in a slightly different angle this week. So we got a rough old brick, slate, stone. And while you guys are chatting and we're going through, I'm just going to sort of stick a bit to a wall or two.
Right. Well, whilst you're doing that, I'll keep an eye out for you starting that, and I'll get you to explain what you're doing.
Yes, please do. Otherwise, I'll just go silent.
You'll just sit there beavering away without anybody noticing. I think we had a question which we wanted to follow up on from last week about the train tile system. Rather nice little system, isn't it, Gary? We've got a variety of sizes and shapes.
Yep.
But Steve, I think the question was more about what fits what building size.
There was a question came through the other day, so I thought we could mention it here tonight again, regarding which pack to go with, depending on what buildings. And what I was going to point out is we do a 300 by 300 tile. But the standard tile is 200 by 200, and then there's a couple of smaller ones. The point I was going to make was it doesn't actually matter if you've got lots of smaller ones rather than trying to fit them onto a big tile, because you just need to stick a couple of tiles together, and the the building or what scenery piece you're trying to do can bridge two tiles.
Yeah.
Just glue them together, fix them together, so you can make L shapes or S shapes and things out of them. So you can make a strange shape to suit the terrain piece you're doing or the building you've got. You don't need to worry about trying to find a big enough tile for it to fit in.
I mean, a bit of a demo for you, Steve. I haven't got any terrain tiles, but to explain, it's like that's say a base for a building, and if these were smaller terrain tiles, it is a case of, say there were the 200 by 100s, you could just sit and lock them together underneath to create, as I say, they're not exactly the sizes, but to create that's just a gap on the underside. So it is a matter of mix and match to the building you've got.
So you don't need to have a solid base. You could just make, you could just make an outline, a frame to go around the edge. And because it's interlock, the fact there's a gap in the middle doesn't matter, because the joining around the outside will be fine, so everything else will link in with it. So you can make some strange shapes up, and you don't need to cover the entire table with them.
And it's actually quite easy, because some of those packs are L-shaped packs as well, aren't they?
Yeah, there is a pack that's
200 by 200 on the outside edges, but 100 around the inside, aren't they?
Yeah. So that's it. So there wasn't supposed to be an infinite range of different shapes and things, because the basic range we've done, you can make pretty much any shape you want with using them. So there's no need for that.
Sharp noises, folks.
What about doing if you like a 300 by 300 table, but have an outer rim that locks the tiles together, like a picture frame, but with the
we talked
something we could look at.
We've talked about it. We've just not done it. It's not a difficult thing to do. We just need to come up with a corner piece and then straight pieces that work to a fashion to be able to make up the frame to suit.
Yeah, so like a brickwork overlocking system.
Yeah, like we've got a jigsaw link on it, and then once it's locked in place, everything else would sit inside it.
Yeah, it's always something
if they overlap. Sorry, Rich. If they overlap each other on the edges, or even if you've got 9 tiles locked, they don't seem to move. I mean, we did when we first launched them and used them at Salute last year. It was last year, wasn't it?
We showed them off, first time.
All day demonstrating, lifting up buildings in the middle and moving them around, and they just didn't drift.
Yeah, the outer ones certainly didn't move, did they?
They lock each other in because of the nature of the jiggity jaggedy edge.
I think it's just some people like that straight edge, don't they? They're just looking for that straight edge around the edge to make it nice and neat for them for their OCD.
But I think equally, I like the jiggity jaggedy. I like that word. The edging that we've got, because when I put the train with, say, a building that's built onto a tile, when you put that on top of any normal terrain, or even the train tile system just loose floating around, it blends the edges in quite nicely. There's still a defined area for the building for the game, but it blends in almost naturally, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, that was the idea with it, was that you could just use them as scenery bases, the pack of them, and make up woods and things and get that flexibility, and then add to it slowly and build up something that would work as a sort of modular layout table. So
now I'm looking at what Gary's doing there. Is that wallpaper?
Well, this is I printed this earlier. This is one of the papers that are in the selection of paper resources that we're working on. I've literally just slapped it on, so it's a bit wonky as you can see there. Just to demonstrate how Steve's going to be sending me a couple of buildings soon, and I'm going to do a couple of paint videos and a paint guide, which we're working through, adding to and revising and doing stuff with. And it's just to show that for a flat piece of MDF, very quickly, I'm creating a brick wall.
I'm assuming you've just used one of those spray adhesives.
Yeah, that was a permanent spray mount. That's the rattle can version. There's plenty of different ones. I only sprayed the MDF. It's, you know, depending on what paper you're using, and this is straight up printer paper. I think we did the video where I with layout paper.
Yeah, that's on YouTube now, I think.
Yeah, and that allows you to marker pen them. But if you're looking for something really quick, I mean, this is pretty snazzy quick.
Yeah, didn't take much, did it? So just using a brief sand across the corners.
Yeah, the sanding is just brilliant. The way it just cuts, and it is dead to the edge.
Yeah, so we're looking at, Gary's been working on that this week, pulling them all together, and then we're just sorting out how we can offer them to people as a resource. So, you know, there's a lot of them. There's some in the book anyway, where we go through it, but we've used them on the Mediterranean, Greek Mediterranean.
Yeah,
we just released. So that technique was used for the ones on the website. It's the same technique. It just can be applied to so many things. It can be done for roof tiles, wallpaper, flooring, walls. You know, and just it's the same technique. It just sort of limitless opportunities for you to just add some detail, even if it's just a poster, print it out on the printer.
Yeah,
cut it out roughly with a pair of scissors and slap it on the wall.
And certainly with damaged brickwork, you could do that, couldn't you? And then do a sort of mask it and then texture around it so it blends the edges in.
Yeah.
And then when you take the mask off, once you finish painting, you've got all that lovely stonework and plastering stucco on the outside of the house that's fallen away, leaving the brickwork showing.
The other thing is that, I mean, I've got my brick all the way. We've done them in particular orientations to make life a bit easier, but I'm sort of fiddling away here, not taking any notice of the work I've done. Getting it all around the wrong way. The other way is to just cut holes in paper and put paper on top of paper. Yeah.
Okay.
So you could print we can do stucco versions of the print so that it looks like painted plasters.
Just paper.
And yet again,
you've got your effect.
So that's a little bit straighter, that one. And all I was going to do is cut the windows out. But if you imagine what I'm saying, let's use a bit of the brick. I mean, there's nothing to stop you cutting a hole through, say, a plaster sheet.
Yeah.
You can actually rip it if you wanted to. And then, of course, mounting that on.
Yeah. Just build those layers up.
Yeah. And you actually will have that plaster ridge for real, rather than painting, shading and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then you can still do that. You could still weather it a little bit on top.
Weathering powder will just sitting there really well.
Yeah. So you can still afterwards go back and weather it a little bit, or if you want to change the shade slightly, just with a little wash over the top or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that extra white edge will come off with the sand.
Yeah.
The sandpaper just gets you the accuracy to the MDF, because you're always going to have a little paper lip with cutting it, and that just takes it right off.
Yeah.
So
you don't need to try and obliterate the edge either. If you just rub it to a point, it just pulls away. Doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just demo a window. As I say, these will do a paint guide just to show some different finishes.
We're putting more of those up on Facebook as we go, aren't we? And as we get some more done, they'll go straight to our YouTube channel as well.
I mean, I've used sandpaper because basically I've lost there it is, file. But the files are really good. If you get an elliptical file, which I've said a couple of times,
gets from
that you can just stab it through. And someone's going to notice I had painted the windows frames before I started this.
Yeah, it does make it a bit easier, doesn't it? Yeah.
It just means that when I come to it, all I'll just do is cut across and pull back the.
Did you spray the MDF and mount the paper to the MDF?
On this one, I sprayed the paper because
Right.
I painted the MDF for the window frames.
Yeah.
Which you can see a reveal in there.
Yeah.
But I'm using a sharp file. And that is just the same as using the sandpaper. I just like the idea that, you know, if you're looking to get something really quick and on the table, these little print beasties are really quite a cool way of doing it.
Well, I definitely think we've been talking about it, haven't we, Steve? What we can do about putting something like these as a resource alongside our other PDFs. What's your thought?
Yeah, definitely. You know, the more we can offer people, the better.
Yeah, I think the announcements will probably be in our newsletters as we go.
Yeah. I mean, we're looking at all the paint guys we've got at the moment, and we're going to go back and go through some of them and refresh them a little bit because we've got some little plus techniques and things we can add into certain ones that suit them, and also the book out. We can compare between them all, and they start to work really well together. But then all these resources are something else entirely as well.
So I'm going to switch camera, guys. Just
Okay.
Just to don't want to terrify people.
Watch out, everybody! Here he comes. No, back to the buildings.
There we go.
Hey, hi, Gary.
We just sort of do that because it is a really quick technique, and all those buildings. It doesn't even matter if it's got etching on it already. You know, if you've got a log cabin and you want to have a stone wall on it, bit of printed paper, stone wall. The rest is a log cabin. Yeah.
Hey, Gary, you rocking a mask there?
I am rocking a homemade mask. Yes.
Yeah.
None of you.
Homemade.
Oh yeah. I knocked this up yesterday. There you go.
That's probably an improvement. Some weeks.
There you go, everybody.
Right. I'm not going to make it one then. Yeah.
Right. Cool. Are you doing those for anything particular, or?
Possibly.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if people are interested, we could make some Sarisa ones. Not just necessarily for now, but like the dice bags.
Yeah.
Spray all this spraying that I seem to do.
Useful. Yeah, useful.
Yeah. Cool.
So we've got a few resources coming. We've got our painting hobby kit that's coming soon as well, which will be more with the trays and the paint racks and the drawers. We'll see more of that this weekend. Anything else we want to cover perhaps tonight?
Don't know.
We've had a discussion earlier and I've forgotten everything, Rich.
You covered it.
I'm working on some nice kits for another games company. Yeah. They're starting to look quite cool.
Yeah.
One integrates the railway.
Yep.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, so that's for the Kickstarter that one of our trade partners is planning for later in the year. So we'll just put some stuff ahead ready for that.
Bit of preparation.
Yeah. So I'm sure once we've sorted it with them, they'll show off some stuff.
And then we'll start showing everybody. Yes. So although we're all in lockdown, we are managing to put everything together and get it out the door. All the orders are going quite merrily. We were a little bit behind, but I think we were catching up the last few days.
There's a few orders that have gone back that are just things that we needed to cut stuff for with the smaller team. We want to cut the stuff that need some custom orders and things like that. We're dragging, but somebody came in and helped us the last couple of days.
Oh, who was that?
as well, and that made a big difference. So we sort of back on track again, and it's flying. And as I say, we've got someone else in next week, so yeah.
Excellent. So we'll be able to really crank out those orders that are coming in. Thank you very much, everybody.
Yeah.
Hope you're keeping safe and well out there to everybody. Keeping your hobby mojo going, of course, obvious from what we're seeing. But yeah, I think
it's been good to see some really cool kits getting painted over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, please keep some of that stuff coming in.
It's it keeps us smiling.
There's certainly some lovely stuff coming out there, and I think sometimes people undervalue what their effort and their work really looks like to others, because we see it and it's just mind-blowing and outstanding. The chateau with the lady of the chateau in the window behind her curtains was particularly nice this week. But of course there's plenty out there, and we want to see more of it.
Yes.
So keep adding it to our Facebook page. Keep sending them in. Right, unless everybody got anything else, I think we'll catch up with a few questions next week. We'll keep firing those questions into us, guys, and we'll answer them as we go.
And if you send them in a bit in advance, if it's something we can show off, then we can do what we did tonight as well, and actually have some examples and things to help out. And
hopefully those of you last week who were asking about wallpaper and train tiles, we've been able to cover that tonight. And we'll see what we can do next week.
At least we're letting them know we're progressing things, Rich, which is really, we're getting there for them.
Plenty of things in the works as well. Just need to have things a bit more normal for a while before we can crack on with that. Right, guys, thank you very much. Thank you very much for everybody watching. And of course, you'll be able to watch this video again on Facebook, YouTube at a later date. Well, take care. We'll see you soon.
Take care.
Stay safe.